How much data does TikTok really have on you? Well, the privacy firm Incogni did a study on popular apps in the US. And one of the most popular, unsurprisingly, is TikTok. But it stood out in a number of ways. The report reads, TikTok demonstrated the most data-hungry position, using 24 distinct data types from users and sharing 6 categories with third-party entities, including usernames, residential addresses, and telephone numbers. As you can see, a lot of data points are collected by TikTok, and I don't love that. But if I'm being fair, I can see how a lot of this data will be misread. For example, Incogni found that among the data that TikTok not only collected but shared with third parties were voice or sound recordings. But this isn't saying that TikTok is secretly recording you and then selling the findings. However, it does likely mean that audio files created inside the app are being shared with advertisers, analytics, and maybe even AI model training. So that isn't great, even if you aren't being actively wiretapped. But something else I didn't like in this report is how TikTok is said to be using data it collects for advertising and marketing. For example, and this is kind of common knowledge, but TikTok can use user-generated content for marketing purposes. And as someone who has created lots of different types of content for many years and seen many content creators struggle, I am definitely not a fan of that. But the other part of Incogni's findings around this is lesser known, and that's that TikTok can utilize users' contacts for advertising. The report reads, such data-based personalized advertising can lead to unwanted spending or even personalized pricing, where algorithms calculate an optimal price based on consumer behavior. Now that is particularly dystopian, and yet I'm still posting videos on TikTok every day. So realistically, what can we do with this information? Well, at the very least, review your app permissions and what TikTok can access. Remember the value of your data and of your privacy. Don't just give them away. But what do you make of this report? And moreover, does it put you off using TikTok?